Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
The Prime Minister is in Berlin tonight for her first talks with Chancellor Angela Merkel about Britain's future relationship with the EU. Theresa May repeated again today that Brexit means Brexit, but there is still no clear definition of what Brexit might entail or when. Our political editor, Gary Gibbon, has followed her to Berlin and joins us now. Gary, what are the chances of informal talks before Theresa May formally tells the EU we're leaving, we're out?
That's one of the questions we've been looking at. I must emphasise, Chancellor Merkel is very keen to emphasise that the bilateral relationship between Britain and Germany carries on. We might be leaving the EU, but there are other things that we get along on, and there was the pomp, there was the bands, listening to the national anthems, inspecting the Guard. But when it came to the nitty-gritty of what has changed fundamentally in our relationship, Britain planning to leave Europe, Chancellor Merkel was very clear that as far as she's concerned, there will be no informal talks, no talks on the side between Britain and Germany before the formal talks start between Britain and the whole of Europe. Now, is she absolutely determined about that, or is she really trying to reassure the other 26 countries and make sure that they're not put out by the idea that Germany is speaking to Britain on the side? We can't be entirely sure, but I think Britain would really like a little bit of guidance from Germany before they unveil the entire deal that they're looking for. One other thing, though, that Chancellor Merkel did give Theresa May, which I think she'll be going away happy about, was the idea that the negotiation to leave and the negotiation over the new relationship with Europe, those two things, which some people have said should happen sequentially, she said they can happen in parallel. Here's what Chancellor Merkel had to say.
Und die erforderlichen Schritte dann einzuleiten, insbesondere
as regards to the process leading up to invoking Article 50, only then will the proper negotiations start. The treaties of the European Union are very clear on this. Today we will discuss the situation as it presents itself now, and we will also discuss what's relevant to Article 50, without engaging in any formal or informal talks or negotiations.
Now, Gary, the two women are talked about as kindred spirits. Is that how it looked to you?
It did a bit, and they did talk about that a bit. They're both the daughters of clergymen, although I suspect growing up in the old East Germany is very different from Oxfordshire. They do have a bit in common, and Theresa May was keen to point that out. And when you look at this clip, I think you get a sense that Angela Merkel was rather on the same page.
We have two women here who have got on and had a very constructive discussion. Two women who, if I may say so, I think get on with the job and both want to deliver the best possible results for the people of the UK and the people of Germany.
genau, dem schließe ich mich.
Exactly. I can only subscribe to that and underline it in full.
They're two leaders who, I was about to say, on the whole, don't cross the road for a fight. I think that's absolutely true about Angela Merkel. I think we're going to discover whether it's true about Theresa May. Tomorrow, she's off to Paris. Slightly different sort of meeting, different tone perhaps, with President Hollande.
Gary Gibbons, thanks very much. Thank you.
I've been getting